Number 3 on the Roper Report, Microsoft's new Xbox Copilot will act as an AI gaming coach. This is Tom Warren at The Verge. Microsoft is preparing to launch an AI-powered Copilot for gaming soon that will guide Xbox players through games and act as an assistant to download and launch games. Copilot for gaming, as Xbox is branding it, will be available through the Xbox mobile app initially and is designed to work on a second screen as a companion or assistant. Microsoft is positioning Copilot for gaming as a sidekick of sorts, one that will accompany you through games, offering up tips and guides and useful information about a game world. During a press briefing, Sonali Yadva, product manager for gaming AI, demonstrated several scenarios for what Copilot for gaming could be used for. One involved a concept demo of Copilot asking an Overwatch 2 player by coaching them on the mistakes they made when they were trying to push without teammates. In the Overwatch 2 demo, Copilot could even recommend good hero picks to complement the rest of the team and tell you more about why you'd want to pair up with particular characters, detailing their strengths and weaknesses. Another demo involved using Copilot with Minecraft, where you could ask Copilot question about how to craft objects. Copilot can see your screen, so it can guide you and see exactly what you're doing in the game. The demo also included the option to enable cheats in Minecraft, so Copilot could even tell you where certain crafting materials are located in the world. The demos felt very concept in nature, and they won't be available during the initial launch of Copilot for gaming next month. Instead, Xbox will test early versions of Copilot with Xbox insiders through the Xbox mobile app in April before eventually bringing Copilot to multiple devices.
Elon Musk is going to love this. A game telling him what to do, and he can finally play it and understand it.
Well, for the people that Elon Musk pays to play his games, they'll be super stoked about it. Yeah. Blessing, what do you think of this?
I find this to be very entertaining. Just from the angle of, I think now we're far enough into the AI stories and what our understanding of how every tech company is trying to force AI into everything because shareholders want AI and everything, where I no longer am at the thing of like, why? Oh, this is ruining everything. I'm already past this is ruining everything. Now I am just in the, all right, let's see how they did it today. Like, because here's the thing. There's some poor team that's like, their bosses came to them and they're like, hey, we have to make an AI thing. Like, this is how this all goes. Yeah. Hey, it's coming down from the top. We have to make an AI thing.
Bear, can you run it again for me? I haven't actually gotten to watch the video. I've just read it.
It's basically Clippy. Clippy, but for gaming.
I see you're getting your ass kicked in Minecraft.
I don't want to put him on blast, but I agreed with his takes, but because he already deleted it. Matt Piscatella on Blue Sky was like, why do we need an AI to download a fucking video? Because that's one of the talking points is like, it'll help you download video games. It's like, you just click the fucking button.
That's the thing is,
what are we doing?
The people that are implementing this know that it's useless, but they have no choice.
Run the video
That's
back.
That's the funny thing about this is that nobody believes in the ideas. The creatives that are implementing these do not. They know it doesn't work.
I want to get back into Age of Empires. Can you install
They just have to figure out how to put AI
that
into
took
it.
longer.
Wow, you're
to
on the
probably
fucking screen where the download button was.
That took longer to say or type out.
Okay, I've got some wood from a tree. What do I do with it? Craft the oak logs into wooden planks by opening your inventory and placing logs in the crafting area.
It's such a disaster.
I am worried about this in terms. I just want to shout out because I know we don't talk about it a lot. But in terms of like guides work and
right there, right? Like, did that source the guide? Does that give them the click? Does that do the view?
Exactly, and that like guides work has been fucked across all sort of sites that like. Guides kind of drive a lot of monetary value for places like IGN, and like if this becomes a successful thing that people for some reason rely on and don't look up guides, like that's another area of this that fucking sucks. I just want to
I don't know. Have they talked at all about what they're doing with that?
With
like you want me to pull up a strategy guide and then it has that stupid little fucking AI thing like how Google scrapes? Is it just scraping?
The unfortunate thing is that tech doesn't care like about you.
No, yeah.
Like they don't care about IGN and their guides, right?
No,
like
I know.
Google,
I just care.
Google has already fucked so many websites with the changes to their systems, right? Like this is a thing that it is them just trying to figure out how to implement a tool that the shareholders want, and any and everybody that can fall from this thing are going to fall. So unfortunately, this is going to fuck guides. If this ends up even being helpful for people, I look at this and I'm like, this doesn't seem helpful. I think it was Vic Rattler in chat that was like, so it's a tutorial that never stops. And yes, that's basically what it is. But yes, I find this specific implementation I think is just funny because it is so. Who is this for? You know, like who is this helping? And this was a poor team that was like, God, we got to put AI into something. I guess we'll do this, even though we probably don't believe in it, but we are going to get paid money to do this. And so it's my job. I'm going to listen to my bosses. Otherwise, they're going to fire me and get AI to do it anyway. Right now, they're figuring out how to get AI to do my job.
Someone rolled through. I'm definitely working on that. I'm busting AI. It rolled through there and was somebody in the chat on YouTube. No, on Twitter. No, YouTube. Was like, Greg just talked about how he doesn't have time to install shit on his. I can install a game. I'm saying I don't have time to go fucking Windows boot my Steam Deck and go through and put it in. I like again. Look at pause it right there. They have to have it open. It was open to the Age of Empires thing where they had a button that said install. But I asked the AI to install it. I can hit the fucking button.
If I told you right now, you buy an Asus ROG Ally, and you boot it up, and the first thing it asks is like, "Hey, my name is Al," but it's like AI, and
I like that,
and I will install. I will set up this Asus ROG Ally the exact way you want to.
Yes,
Miller, but you just have to sell your soul.
Dude,
to me.
we're in the shittiest fucking part of the reality right now, where it's like, hey, we updated fucking Siri. Oh, what does she do? Oh, she reads your text message back with like a fucking emotion. I'm like, oh, fuck that. That's terrible. Yeah. Like everything sucks right now, but we're like, what, 20, 30 years till we get to her? And not that I want to fuck the AI, but I want the AI literally to be like, hey, whatever. Hey, Janet. Janet Garcia is my AI. Hey, Janet Garcia, my AI. Put this on the thing and do this and add to the shopping list. And she goes, okay. Not, all right, hey, add strawberries to the shopping list. She's like, all right, I added basketballs to the fucking.
I look at my phone and say, hey, I'll say it slowly so it doesn't. Hey,
blank.
Google.
Yeah.
Right? If I say that to my phone and say, add this to my grocery, it's doing that already. We've already hit the things that we need to do.
No, it's not. It's fucking it up. It's putting in the wrong place. It's not. I don't understand. Today I was like fucking in the car. I'm like, hey Siri, play fucking a Motley Crue song. Home Sweet Home. Play Home Sweet Home by Motley Crue. She's like, all right, but I'll have to open Audible. I'm like, no, you stupid fucking. I play it on Spotify, you moron. The thing I use all the time. You're artificially intelligent. Learn that I only use Spotify. If you open Amazon Music again, I swear to fucking God, Echo.
Then think about this AI that's going to eventually start thinking, Greg, and when you ask it to download a game that you want to play, it's going to respond one day. I'm sorry, I can't do that, Greg.
That's when I Barrett AI. I'm like, Barrett AI, download that Threads of Time JRPG. It's gonna be like, you didn't finish Persona 5 or Sea of Stars. Yeah, exactly. I ain't downloading shit until you do that.
You don't deserve it, Greg. You don't deserve happiness.
I don't know. I look at this one and it's like, I'm with you. Who's it for? I saw people going through, this is going to help with accessibility. Of course. Nobody's taking a shot at that. But it is, if that's scraping from the internet and not giving out the view or whatever, it should be sourcing people at least. I don't know. But again, everything's fucking broken. And like, I look at that and it reminds me so much of the PlayStation fucking help cards.
Yeah.
Hey, here's something we spent a lot of time and money on and no one uses. Great. Awesome. That was cool. We made sure the launch developers had to use them, and then nobody ever did again, and it was just terrible.
I forgot about the help cards, so I'm being honest.
Awful.
But if they were AI, might be plagiarizing, but at least they'd be there.
Well, they weren't AI, right? People had to write all that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why we never got to more. Yeah,
okay.
This episode's brought to you by Built. Y'all already know I'm a big points and rewards guy, but here's a PSA for anyone who rents. If you haven't heard of Built, you're about to thank me. Earning points on rent is now a reality where you pay your rent through Built. You don't even have to check it with your landlord to start earning points that you can use towards flights, hotel stays, fitness classes, and even your next rent payment. Let me break it down for you. There's no cost to join Built, and as a member, you'll earn valuable points on rent and on your everyday spending. Built points can be transferred to your favorite hotels and airlines, and even the ones you haven't heard of. There are over 500 airlines and 700,000 hotels and properties around the world you can redeem your Built points toward. Points can also be redeemed towards a future rent payment and unique experiences that only Built members can access. So, if you're not earning points on rent, my question is, why not? Start earning points on rent you're already paying by going to joinbuilt.com/kindafunny. That's JOINBILT.com/kindafunny. Make sure to use our URL so they know we sent you. Joinbuilt.com/kindafunny to start earning points on your rent payments today. This podcast is brought to you in part by Stash. Saving and investing can feel impossible, but with Stash, it's not just a reality, it's easy. Stash isn't just an investing app. It's a registered investment advisor that combines automated investing with dependable financial strategies to help you reach your goals faster. They'll provide you with personalized advice on what to invest in based on your goals, or if you just want to sit back and watch your money go to work, you can opt into their award-winning expert managed portfolio that picks stocks for you. Stash has helped millions of Americans reach their financial goals and starts at just $3 per month. Don't let your savings sit around. Make it work harder for you. Go to get.stash.com/kindafunny to see how you can receive $25 towards your first stock purchase and to view important disclosures. That's get.stash.com/kindafunny. Paid non-client endorsements, not representative of all clients and not a guarantee. Investment advisory services offered by Stash Investments LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investing involves risk. Offer is subject to T&Cs.
Number 2 on the Roper Report. 41 minutes into the show. Bethesda's Oblivion Unreal Engine 5 remake could be releasing sooner than you think. This is Andy Robinson over at VGC. Bethesda's long-expected Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remake looks set to release sooner than you expected. The Oblivion remake was first mentioned by an alleged developer back in 2023 before being named in a leaked court document the same year. Now, according to a noted insider named Nate the Hate, the Oblivion remake is set for reveal in the coming weeks, a claim VGC has corroborated with our own sources. Nate claims the game will likely release before June, while sources have told VGC it could arrive as soon as next month. The Oblivion remake is understood to be developed by Virtuous. The Oblivion remake is reportedly fully remade with Unreal Engine 5 with 6 reworked gameplay systems: stamina, sneaking, blocking, archery, hit reaction, and HUD. Improvement to the game's blocking systems have reportedly been inspired by Souls-like games, while sneak icons are now highlighted in the new system, according to MP1ST. That's MP first.
I got 3 thoughts here.
Oh, here we go.
I got 3 thoughts. First thought, we got to look out for Virtuous. Toward the end of the year in the Studio of the Year conversation.
Okay.
Because it seems like they're putting this out in the next few months, which is really cool. They're putting out Metal Gear Solid Delta, which is probably one of the bigger releases of the year. Yesterday, me and Tim were talking about how they've expanded into with a new studio in Korea. I feel like they might be like a low-key contender for a studio of either like upcoming Studio of the Year or just straight up Studio of the Year if they nail these 2 projects
for sure
that they have coming out. So that's first observation.
Yeah, I love that.
Second observation is we're putting this out. It seems like they might either shadow drop or put this out like a week or a month before, like after revealing it. That shocks me, right? Like, is that not a weird thing to do with an Elder Scrolls game? I understand that it's Oblivion and Oblivion's old, but if you're remaking an Unreal Engine 5, why wouldn't that be why wasn't it announced at E3 last year and promoted and all this shit?
I mean,
and that might tie into my third observation,
okay,
which is this coming out very shortly after Avowed. I feel like is weird timing.
Yeah,
like I'm not. Not that I guess one should be scared of the other, but it does feel a bit like you're setting yourselves up to cannibalize a little bit there.
I don't agree 100% because I think Avowed has come out and Avowed it up, and people who love Avowed, people who played it, Game Pass, etc., so on. You know, I enjoyed Avowed quite a bit. I think you wrap Avowed up and you are like, man, I'm jonesing for more of this. And then you can dovetail with Oblivion. You can then get people ready for you.
Outer Worlds 2.
Yeah, Outer Worlds 2, right?
It just seems like a lot.
It does seem like a lot, but I do think, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like in the olden days, and you can all correct me if I'm wrong, but in the olden days, people got Bethesda RPGs and lived in them forever. People are still playing Skyrim.
True.
Where in modern gaming, I'm not saying that doesn't exist. I'm not saying people don't do that. I just feel like it's not as popular as it used to be. Where it's like, and I know, but like Starfield doesn't have that audience for a number of reasons. Starfield not as good as the games I just mentioned, of course. But it's like, even if you go beyond that, like, are we seeing these RPGs launch and people just again and again and again and go? There's so, like, this gets into a Matt Piscatella conversation of how many people are buying games. You know, what's the percentage of this? You know, the dedicated hardcore who are buying 1 game a month or a few games a quarter. There's all this stuff happening, but there's so much to play, so many other ongoing games. I feel like this RPG dropped and the no-lifing it is, I'm no-lifing it and rolling credits till I get out of it, but then it's not, I'm no-lifing it for the year. I'm doing it. I'm not saying those people don't exist, but I just don't feel like there's as many people as there used to be doing that.
Yeah. I just feel like this is one that you, like, not in an ideal world, maybe you would have held on and be like, all right, we got the big fantasy RPG for this year. Let's maybe save Oblivion for next year. Like, pace that out a bit better. Again, not that it's going to be to your point, right? Like, I think you're right. I think it's going to be fine. But I do wonder if maybe that is why you haven't been promoting it for the last year. Is like, I do think that if you're promoting this and Avowed, and both of them are coming spring 2025, I could see there being some kind of confusion /
Yeah, that's true.
there.
That's true for sure. The not promoting it thing is weird to a degree. And it makes me wonder how much of this is spot on. Because it's one thing, because they're kind of going back and forth a little bit, right? Where it's like, hey, it's going to be revealed in the coming weeks and it will release before June. That would make sense, right? If, hey, 2 weeks from now in March, first week of April, hey, what's happening the first week of April? That's weird. It gets announced and then, hey, it's coming out June 1st. That's enough time to build momentum to it and not cannibalize Avowed, maybe bring those people over. But then I agree that you're talking about it. Like, then there's a few other, like, oh, it could be even as soon as next month. Well, the next month does sound like a shadow drop. Next month does sound like at least I announced that this week and next week it's available.
Yeah. And I granted, I could also see this just being a weird, hey, we're Microsoft and we own everybody now. Yeah. Because there's also Fable that was supposed to come out sometime in 2025, is now delayed to 2026.
Sure.
I think when you're talking about, hey, when we want to promote, you're in 2024 in this point, we want to promote what's coming out next year. We got Outer Worlds 2, we got Elder Scrolls Oblivion remake, and we have Fable. Oh, also this fall we have Avowed. Oh shit, Avowed got delayed in 2025. I think it just becomes tough to juggle all those things and give them all their moment, especially when you're talking about games that are kind of similar.
Maybe to them this isn't that big of a deal. I mean, it's a big deal. It's a new game. It's a thing, but it's not. I mean,
in Elder Scrolls Oblivion remake in Unreal Engine 5, the first, I don't want to say the first because I guess Skyrim gets re-released all the time, right? But like a notable, I'll say, launch in the Elder Scrolls franchise. Like, we know we're not going to get Elder Scrolls 6 until I'm 80 years old. This seems like something. If I'm Microsoft, I am. Hey, everybody, like, you guys, I know you guys are missing Elder Scrolls. Look, look what we did to Oblivion. It's here. Get hyped. You don't have to wait. You can play Oblivion right now. But I might be looking at it as a bigger thing than they are. Even though I read Unreal Engine 5 and that sounds big, if this is just,
what if it's just a visual upgrade?
Just a visual upgrade?
Yeah.
Then I guess
and
I get it.
That's where I start leaning, right? Of like, I mean, we're reading into rumors and doing all this stuff, but none of it's confirmed. So it's like, if you were just to put it out, and hey, we've up-resed it to Unreal Engine 5 or whatever. Like, okay, then maybe that's more of the case. But I don't know. Apparently, we won't have to wait long, according to VGC Andy Robinson. So, and Nate the Hate. But we will wait with bated breath, everyone, to find out what's going on in Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. But hey,
you reworked the gameplay systems. That's big.
I agree that this sounds like something you would get behind and be like, hey, shout it from the rooftops. We're doing all these different things. It is, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is that can be done in a direct. Hey, it's a Tuesday direct. We're announcing all this stuff and it's out on Friday. Like this speaks to me as a remake that is not meant to bring in new fans. And I mean, like, mainstream fans. It's meant to bring in all of us who would be excited about, oh, hey, another reason to have Game Pass. That's great. I've heard Oblivion's great. Oblivion is an old game.
Yeah.
So if it's remade from the ground up and like plays like a modern game, fantastic. If it's an up-res visual thing, I'm sure I'm going to try it and be like, I'm good. Thank you very much. But this, I'm glad you did this. I am glad people like this, but who knows? Because God, months ago now, right? When I was on this show talking about like, I want an open world RPG, but I'm psyched for Avowed. So it was like last year. I mentioned Oblivion. I think Mike was the one who like slacked me. He's like, homie, don't play Oblivion. Like, it's not going to play the way you want it to play. Like, that's not going to be the experience you want right now. So what we're getting, we'll have to wait and see. It apparently will be imminent, but not as imminent as our breaking news, everybody. Guess what, everybody? Kind of Funny is doing an Elder Scrolls podcast.
Whoa.
If you want to scroll on down, you'll see it here in the official announcement for everything coming this year, Kind of Funny podcast. Finally, we are also thrilled to announce a collaboration with Kind of Funny on a new limited podcast series. Together, the Kind of Funny gang will be joined by ESO development team to talk about the game's 10-year journey. There will be 4 episodes in total, the first going live Friday, April 11th, the day after the ESO Direct. So yeah, the big news that was breaking while we went live here, of course, is that there is an Elder Scrolls Online 2025 Direct, April 10th, twitch.tv/Bethesda. This will be noon Pacific time. And yes, I'm happy to announce that they hit us up and said, hey, Kind of Funny, you're the best podcasters in the business. We would love to celebrate 10 years of Kind of Funny in the way only you can, which is in-depth interviews. I think there's some interesting stuff to talk about here. I know that the audience, our audience, Kind of Funny best friends, not necessarily the Elder Scrolls Online audience. Obviously, they have a huge contingent of people. I played at launch. Mike played a lot there. We're coming back to kick the tires on this and come at it with a new perspective. When these 4 episodes go live, Greg Miller's asking you a favor, everybody, and that would be to watch it. They came to us with a very simple ask, right? Of like, you guys make great podcasts. You guys love talking about video games and talking to developers. You know, I've been doing this for 18 years now, right? And my favorite thing is to talk to excited developers about what they've done. So when they came here and were like, hey, would you want to work together on a show for us? I said, yeah, of course, but I want it to be big and in depth and get into how games get made. I want to talk about how for 10 years this game has quietly chugged along and found an audience. I want to talk about all the things you did wrong. I want to talk about how the ideas came. I want to talk about the things that failed. So I think it's very simple to look at this and go, oh, that's cool or lame. I don't care about ESO, but I think that my intention with this show is that it's more than about ESO. It's about game development. And I know how many of you listen to Kind of Funny and get stoked when we bring on a developer or when we bring on a creator. This is going to be 4 very in-depth, like behind the curtain, how have you made this happen episodes of content that of course are building into what is next for ESO, talking about what this direct's going to reveal, but more about, for me at least, because there's 4 episodes, more about like 3 of them at least, how did we get here? What did you do as a game developer? How did you find this? And yada, yada, yada. So I'm very excited about it from the Up at Noon IGN interview roots of it, let alone the fact that it's just cool for them to partner with us, me and Mike, to have 2 devs with us this whole ride.
That's super exciting.
Yeah, it's super cool. We're recording it next week to get everything set so we can roll this out. But it's going to be a really good time. Look for that on, of course, our channels. Those will be the games casts when they go up, those 4 ones, just 4 days throughout multiple days. They only talked about one day, so I'll stop talking about it. But it'll also be up on the Elder Scrolls channel. It'll be everywhere you can get it. But we're very excited for this partnership. Yeah, it was cool. And obviously, what an honor for Kind of Funny in terms of like, hey, we want to do this thing where people talk about video games when we want to talk to the best people who are the best people at talking. And here we are. And I like that.
I like that too.